Have you ever opened your closet, pulled out a dress that used to make you feel like you were floating, and then suddenly stopped? It still fits. It's still soft, still light, still reminds you of those days you walked confidently down the street feeling captivating. But today you hesitate, not because you've changed, but because something about that dress no longer feels right. You once thought it suited you, but now wearing it feels like slipping into a role you once played and no longer do. And then you wonder, am I wearing this to hold on to an image of my younger self or to honor the woman I am today? Because after 50, fashion is no longer about impressing others, it's about showing respect for ourselves. In every stitch, every silhouette, every intentional choice. It's not about chasing trends, but embracing the beauty that deepens with understanding, composure, and wholeness. In this video, I'll reveal 6 types of summer dresses that may unintentionally make women over 50 look older or less polished. But more importantly, I'll share smart, elegant, and easy alternatives so you can keep wearing dresses and keep turning heads in a quiet yet unmistakable way. Let's begin with the first type of dress, the thigh-length mini skirt. On the surface, it looks fresh and fashionable, yet it often places women over 50 in a tricky position. These skirts are often styled with high heels and tight tops, creating a bold, youthful appearance. But when you look closer, that energy doesn't always align with the essence of a mature woman. I once met a 56-year-old woman. She had a great figure, thanks to her consistent yoga practice. But when she stepped out of the fitting room in a mini skirt and stilettos, there was a flicker of hesitation in her eyes. She said, "I used to feel so alive in outfits like this. Now I feel like I'm playing a role I no longer belong to." That line stayed with me for a long time, because after 50, the real question is no longer can I wear this, but how do I want to show up in the world? There's nothing inherently wrong with short skirts. But if the styling and length feel out of sync, the overall look can come off as strained, like you're clinging to a former version of yourself, instead of embracing the beautiful depth of who you are today. The skirts that are too short often cut across the mid-thigh, an area where signs of aging tend to show, especially when seated. The silhouette becomes fragmented, and legs, which might otherwise be a strong feature, suddenly feel exposed in a way that undermines confidence. Many women who wear these skirts end up feeling like they have to prove something rather than simply feeling beautiful. The solution isn't to abandon short skirts altogether, it's to be more intentional about length. A skirt that ends about 2 inches above the knee is enough to flatter your legs, create soft lines, and bring graceful balance. Opt for fabrics like high-quality linen, lightweight structured cotton, or anything with a natural drape. These materials offer breathability while holding shape beautifully. As for the cut, consider A-line skirts or gently wrapped silhouettes. They flow with your steps, don't cling, and still highlight your femininity. Pair them with low block heels, slingbacks, or minimalist sandals, and you'll feel light, effortless, yet incredibly magnetic. Having worked with many women over 50, I've come to realize this. They don't need to dress young to be stunning. They only need to dress in a way that honors who they are now, someone who's been through life, who no longer needs to strain to meet any external ideal. A skirt, just a few inches longer, thoughtfully chosen, won't make you invisible. On the contrary, it helps you be seen. And that's what fashion should do, help you show up with confidence, presence, and a quiet kind of brilliance. This might be one of the most common summer dress styles, floating, feminine, and airy, the tiered ruffle dress. With its cascading fabric layers, it looks like it's dancing in the summer breeze. On mannequins, it feels romantic. But in real life, especially for women over 50, it's not always easy to live in. One woman once told me very candidly, I felt like I was wearing a costume more than a party dress. And she was right. Because when a dress has too many horizontal tiers, especially around the hips, thighs, or knees, it unintentionally breaks up the body's natural line. It can make you look shorter, wider, and less defined. Worst of all, the focus shifts away from you. The dress becomes the show, and you end up standing on the sidelines of your own presence. I once saw a woman in her 50s stand in front of the mirror wearing one of these ruffled dresses. She laughed softly and said, "I feel like a character in a ballet, but I don't feel like me." That stayed with me. Because for mature women, getting dressed isn't about drawing attention. It's about being present, fully, authentically, and without being buried in unnecessary fabric. So how do we fix this? You don't have to give up softness or movement, but you can choose a more intentional version of it. A dress with just a single gentle ruffle near the hem or a few soft pleats near the waist, that's often all you need to add grace to every step. Be mindful with fabric choices. 2. Go for textiles that drape naturally, like linen blended with rayon, soft viscose, or silk blend cotton. These materials fall in harmony with your body, not on top of it. When it comes to silhouette, an A-line or wrap dress is ideal. It moves with you without erasing your shape. Pair it with a simple, solid blouse or a tucked-in light tee. Add a pair of delicate earrings, some strappy sandals or low slingbacks, and that's all it takes for an effortlessly polished look. I often say to women I work with, you don't need layers of ruffles to prove your femininity. Your gentleness is already powerful, it doesn't need to be wrapped in fabric. And when she steps out in a soft beige A-line dress, something shifts. People stop looking at just the clothes. They see her calm, her presence. Her quiet beauty that feels real. If you've ever felt like you were disappearing behind layers of ruffles, don't worry. The dress may be beautiful, it just wasn't made for the woman you are today. And that's not your fault. Because after 50, beauty doesn't need to shout. It just needs to feel right and feel enough. Jersey dresses often feel like the safe pick for summer, soft, stretchy, easy to wear. On the hanger, they drape gently, promising comfort and fluidity. But when worn, especially on a body that has evolved after 50, that comfort can turn into self-consciousness. I often say jersey looks great until you put it on. Its stretch clings to every curve, every step, and unfortunately, every undergarment line you'd rather not show. I remember a woman in her 60s coming into my office in a cream jersey dress, white sneakers, and a light cardigan. From afar, she looked youthful and fresh. But as she moved, the fabric clung tightly to her hips and thighs, revealing everything in the sunlight. She kept adjusting the dress and eventually sighed, "It feels soft, but I can never fully relax in it." That moment reminded me, fashion should free us, not trap us in discomfort. No matter how trendy or breathable a dress is, if it makes you overly aware of your body, it's not right. The solution? Choose fabrics with more structure and graceful drape. Ponte is ideal, soft, stretchy, but thicker and polished. Heavy cotton or lined linen also hold shape and stay breathable without sticking to your skin. For style, go for soft A-lines, wrap dresses, or straight cuts with subtle waist seams. These flatter the figure without clinging too tightly or drowning your shape. And don't forget the base, seamless nude underwear or light shapewear makes all the difference. Add a soft tucked-in blouse, low-heeled shoes, and minimal accessories, and your look feels effortless. I always say the best dress is the one you forget you're wearing. You shouldn't be pulling it down or worried when the wind blows. If jersey dresses have ever made you doubt yourself, don't. The issue isn't your body. It's the fabric that didn't honor it. When you find the right one, you'll remember elegance isn't about restriction. It's about feeling free, comfortable, and beautifully you. Maxi dresses seem like the easiest summer choice, long, loose, breezy, and free. But when the design is too shapeless, with no waist or structure, it stops feeling liberating. Instead, it drowns your figure and slowly you fade behind the fabric. I once read a comment that stayed with me, "I feel like I'm wearing a curtain." It sounds funny, but it speaks to something real when your outfit hides who you are. Many women over 50 choose oversized maxis because they feel safe. They cover the belly, the hips, everything. But they also cover what's beautiful, your walk, your shape, your quiet confidence. I once worked with a petite woman in her 50s. She wore a floor-length gray cotton dress that fell straight from shoulder to ankle. The moment she walked in, I didn't see her, I saw fabric. The dress didn't support her. It swallowed her. If you've ever felt lost inside a MAXI, it's not your body's fault. The dress simply lacked the right structure. MAXI dresses can still work beautifully with just a few tweaks. Choose the right shape. Look for styles with gentle waistlines, soft A-line cuts, or wrap designs that move with your body. Pick the right fabric. Avoid thin or clingy material that shows underwear or bunches when you walk. Try linen blends, smooth tencel, or medium-weight cottons for clean, elegant flow. Add subtle detail. A small side slit, a visible seam, or even a slim belt can define your shape and bring focus back to you. Balance with accessories. Avoid being overwhelmed. Go for pointed flats, delicate sandals, and small bags. Add long earrings or a soft necklace to draw attention to your face. A dress doesn't need to hug you tightly to flatter you. But if it's too loose, it can erase your presence. You don't need to hide to be admired. You just need to be seen clearly, calmly, and fully as the woman you are now. Because when fashion is right, you don't need to explain yourself. The world already understands who you are. Elastic waist skirts are a popular choice for many women over 50. They're easy to wear, no zippers, no buttons, just pull on and go. Comfortable, forgiving, effortless. But behind the convenience lies a hidden problem. The lack of structure can affect not only your silhouette, but also how you feel wearing it. The biggest issue: structure. When the waistband is held up by a hidden elastic band, the fabric tends to bunch around the stomach, puff at the hips, or sag at the back as you move. The skirt loses its shape. You find yourself constantly tugging it down or smoothing out wrinkles. Elastic waist isn't the enemy, but without the right support, it's best left for homewear, not for when you want to look put together. A woman once told me after wearing one outside, "I felt like the skirt kept slipping away from me. Every step I had to pull it down and still looked messy." She wasn't frustrated about how it looked, but about how it made her feel out of control in her clothes. And that changes everything. Because when a skirt demands constant attention, you no longer feel free in it. So how do you stay comfortable without sacrificing elegance? Try smarter construction. Skirts with a flat front waistband and elastic only in the back. This keeps the waist neat, perfect for tucking in blouses or adding a belt, while still allowing flexibility. Side zippers or structured waistbands are also great options. They shape the waist and keep the skirt in place. These small design choices make a big difference in how polished and confident you appear. As for fabric, choose slightly structured knits with gentle stretch. Cotton spandex blends, pont, or thicker viscose. These keep their form, resist wrinkling, and move with you, ideal for the graceful curves of a mature body. Style-wise, go for A-line cuts, midi skirts with soft seams, wraps, or wider waistbands paired with slim belts. They highlight your shape without clinging. Pair them with a tucked-in blouse, low-heeled shoes, and simple accessories. Nothing fussy, just quiet elegance that says, "I know who I am." Because a great skirt never demands your attention. It supports you silently, step by step, moment by moment. And if you've ever felt like you were being worn by your skirt, not the other way around, it may be time to try again. Not to give up comfort, but to choose it with intention. Because elegance after 50 doesn't come from excess. It comes from simplicity, with structure, comfort with taste, and freedom with self-awareness. Prints are a language in fashion. But like any voice, if it's too loud, too fast, or too chaotic, it stops drawing people in and starts pushing them away. This often happens with skirts designed for women over 50, when the print is simply too much. One woman once left a comment that made me smile. "The dress wore me, I didn't wear the dress." It sounds amusing, but it's a common experience. Bold florals, neon jungle leaves, sharp geometric shapes, or clashing bright colors, these prints don't highlight your presence. They overwhelm it. I remember my sister trying on a bright orange dress with cobalt, brick red, and lemon yellow tropical flowers. The moment she stepped out of the fitting room, no one noticed her smile or her eyes. "All we saw was a walking garden," she said softly. "I feel like I'm about to perform in a school play, not head to work." That dress was beautiful, but in a way that stole attention instead of sharing it. Prints aren't the problem. But they do require balance and restraint. For mature women, prints shouldn't shout, they should whisper. They don't need to be complex, just graceful, thoughtful, and calm. Smaller patterns like tiny florals, soft pin dots, gentle vertical stripes, or subtle repeats bring life without distraction. On a neutral base like navy, olive, beige, cream, or stone gray, they become elegant and versatile. Fabric choice matters too. Lightweight materials with gentle drape, rayon, soft cotton, viscose, or tencel help tone down the boldness of prints. Paired with clean silhouettes like A-line, soft straight, or wrap skirts, the print stays grounded and never overpowers. Styling should follow the same rule, less is more. When the skirt is printed, keep the rest quiet, solid shoes, minimal jewelry, light makeup, and neat hair. Because the focus shouldn't be the skirt, it should be you. So ask yourself, do I want people to see me or just my outfit? If your answer is I want them to see me, then the print must step back. Not to hide you, but to let your presence shine naturally, effortlessly. Because women over 50 don't need to prove anything with a loud dress. They need a dress that listens and lets their essence speak. If you've ever worn something that felt like a costume, maybe it wasn't you who was wrong. Maybe the print just didn't reflect who you are today. Choose again, not for safety, but for truth. For the style that reflects your calm, your taste, and your quiet strength. Because true elegance doesn't scream. It makes people pause, pay attention, and remember. But in the end, if you choose the wrong undergarments, they can ruin everything. There are parts of an outfit no one sees, but they shape how everyone perceives you. Undergarments are one of them. You might have chosen the perfect dress. Beautiful cut, luxurious fabric, harmonious color. But if underneath you're wearing thick seams, the wrong size, or visible lines, every step, every small movement can quietly break the elegance of your look. The dress shifts, bunches, clings in the wrong places, all because the foundation was off. A great dress doesn't begin with the dress. It begins with what no one sees, your undergarments, because they're the base. They shape your silhouette, help your dress fall the right way, and create a seamless flow. No outfit stands tall without a solid foundation. The most common undergarment mistakes I see among women over 50. Panties with thick seams showing through soft or fitted dresses. Ill-fitting bras that throw off your posture or make the dress look uneven. Overly tight shapewear that wrinkles your dress, restricts your breathing, and makes you feel stiff. Skipping a slip under light fabrics, leading to see-through issues in sunlight. So what's the solution? 1. Choose seamless, no-show basics. Neutral-toned, smooth underwear with no visible seams helps the dress glide over your body effortlessly. It's your silent partner keeping every line clean. 2. Light shapewear that supports, not squeezes. A thin, stretch bodysuit can gently smooth the waist and hips without suffocating you. The goal isn't to change your shape, but to reveal its natural softness. 3. Use a slip when needed. A satin or silky half-slip makes a big difference under thin linen, viscose, or cotton. It prevents clinging, smooths out the silhouette, and avoids wrinkling at the knees when you sit. 4. Above all, the right fit. Not too tight. Not too loose. Good undergarments are the kind you forget you're wearing, yet they quietly build your confidence from within. I always believe, elegance doesn't come from what people can see, it comes from what they can't but always feel. A truly beautiful outfit begins with how much care you give to the smallest details. And if you want your dress to shine, don't forget the silent foundation beneath it. Because sometimes, the most elegant thing about you is the part no one ever notices. The style after 50 isn't about a list of things to avoid. It's not about chasing youth. It's about making intentional choices where you dress not to prove anything but to express experience, to express fullness, to express a beauty that needs no explanation. So what about you? Which dress have you quietly let go of? And what have you chosen instead, something freer, more honest, more you? I'd love to hear your story. Leave a comment below because maybe what you share is exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if any part of this video made you smile, nod, or look at your closet with new eyes, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Not for the algorithm, but because here we're building something meaningful, choosing to show up each day with elegance, confidence, and a deeper sense of self. Because in the words of a channel I deeply admire, elegance is when the inside is at peace. And I believe age doesn't dim that beauty, it only makes it deeper.